everything hinges on identity. It is the compass of our faith that aligns with the Holy Spirit to fulfill the Father's will. Wrapped up in identity is who we are, the purpose of our being, and every God-breathed promise that manifests as our success. Hello, I'm Laquita Monley, and I'm the author of Redefining Success, 8 Tools That I Use to Develop a Growth Mindset. In this amazing book, not only will I share with you 8 tools that I use for a growth mindset, but I'll also share the applicable principles based on God's word that you can easily implement in your life journey. So no matter where you are and no matter where you see yourself in the future, this book will be a tool that you need for your toolbox. Don't wait, get it today, and it can be found on Amazon by simply searching Redefining Success, 8 Tools That I Use for a Growth Mindset. Take care.
Welcome back to another amazing episode of Laquita's Toolbox. I am your host, Laquita Mondley, and I am super excited today, y'all. I know y'all be like, Laquita, you always excited about something, and I am. But today, it's even more so. Had a great pre-conversation with my next guest, Miss Zandra Evans. She is the CEO and founder of Zandra TV Network. You guys that follow us all the time, you know the drill. Get something to write with and something to write on, because you do not want to miss the tools that Zandra will be giving out today. I guarantee you, from personal experience, they will change your life. Entrepreneur, I don't know, preneur, career professional. It doesn't matter where you find yourself at in this particular phase of your walk of life. You want to stop what you're doing, pay serious attention, and take some copious notes as Zandra blesses us with some tools today on Laquita's Toolbox. But before we bring Zandra up into the studio, let me take a moment to thank our sponsors at Covenant Press. They are a faith-based Christian apparel and accessory shop where we as believers can shop online for clothing and accessories that allow us to wear the message of the love of Jesus Christ. Go out to www.covenant-press.com. Again, that's www.covenant-press.com. Shop until you drop, but don't click off of those pop-ups too quickly, because they contain valuable discount codes that when you apply those discount codes at the checkout, you can receive some amazing savings on your purchase at Covenant Press. Hey, Ms. Zandra, how are you today?
I am doing very well. I'm so glad to be here, Laquita. I can't wait.
I've been waiting a long time.
I know that's right, because we had this schedule, reschedule. Well, you know how my schedule is. Now, listen, I do the best that I can, but sometimes it get a little rough.
You know what? I can't even say nothing, because it's not like, my schedule don't be doing some strange things. But you know what? Yeah. Today is the appointed time. It's the appointed time today for you to come and bless Laquita's Toolbox audience with some amazing tools today. So listen, for the few people that might not know who you are, because I don't even know how they don't know the Zandra TV network. I don't know, because you showing up everywhere. But for the few people that might not know, please take a time and introduce yourself and let our guests know who you are and what you do.
Well. I mean, I could take up the whole, when you've been in corporate for 40 years, you could take up the whole time talking about it. But I'm a corporate vet of 40 years that literally, I would consider myself to be extremely loyal, because I only worked for 2 companies in 40 years. And I got laid off from my company 7 years ago. And so getting laid off propelled me into my exit strategy. It was not to own a TV network. It was to really do motivational, inspirational speaking, put a mic in my hand and let me go. And then to become a best-selling author. And I did that of multiple books. And I also wanted to use my leadership and transformation coaching certification to be able to help women to earn a seat at the leadership table, but more importantly, to keep it. So I did all those things. That's who I am. I'm a Texas girl by, my whole family is from Texas. I did leave to work in Silicon Valley for a long period of time. But I'm back in Texas now, got a little, what I call a micro studio, where we actually help small business entrepreneurs become TV producers and create additional revenue streams. That is Zandra Evans. Got 2 kids and 5 grandchildren.
Listen, I love the grandbabies.
Yeah.
I love my children, but I love my
Yes.
grandbabies. Listen, I love like there was something you said there, even in your introduction. Not only because it's important, we all have the ability to obtain something, but the maintaining it it can seem to be the issue. And I love how you mentioned that not only do you teach women how to get there, but you teach them how to stay there.
Yes.
That is very, very important, as well as the work that you're doing there with the Zandra TV network. And it's funny, like that wasn't the goal for you in your head, but it was the mission. It was
I had to get close in. It wasn't a mission.
the mission. Like that was not the original mission. When God said, excuse me, I have something else for you to do. And that something else has been absolutely powerful. I remember the first time that I met you, and I'm thinking, you were talking, and I'm thinking in my head, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is the blessing that I have been waiting on, because as an entrepreneur, I don't care where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, you know, TV matters. And that's like the creme de la creme. If I could get on TV, that means I have arrived. Or at best, the perception of my target audience is I have arrived. And if you could take just a minute to just kind of break down why streaming TV matters. Why should small business entrepreneurs not look at that as impossible, but look at the possibilities and get yourself there quickly?
Yeah, you know what? Let me remove the myth. The myth of it is not for me, or it's out of my reach. I want to remove that myth today. God called me to this ministry. This is a ministry for me, in the marketplace, to be able to help small business entrepreneurs literally scale and grow their business globally. When I think about it, how are you going to scale and grow your business if you stay just in your local neighborhood? It's kind of no way to do it, y'all. I mean, some people can become overnight success because the barbecue place is good, or my clothing store. It's that small percentage, right?
Right.
But what streaming TV does is it levels the playing field for small business like me, like you. It levels the playing field. If I could have a commercial being featured on TV within my budget, what I could pay for every month,
Yes.
why wouldn't I do that to scale and grow my business globally? If I could be featured on TV and have not a 5-minute interview, but a 30-minute interview, and keep it on TV for a year with a sizzle reel just for you that you can use in your speaker kit, on your website, in your signature, why wouldn't you do it? We are always looking for that 5 minutes of fame. Oh, I want to be on Good Morning Somebody, right? I mean, that's what people are thinking. But why wouldn't you want 30 minutes of glory for a year versus 5 minutes of fame?
Come on now. Come on. Don't think of the temporary, but think of the long term.
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense. It doesn't have to be. This is something that should be somewhere in your marketing plan. And it doesn't matter whether you're selling widgets. It doesn't matter whether you're selling widgets, dog food, it doesn't matter what you do.
It really doesn't.
People have to know you exist.
It's exposure marketing. So,
yes.
I think about it and I go, we have just become accustomed to believe that we can't. So I'm gonna talk about mind first, because it all starts in the mind.
Yes.
Our mindset we always want to pretend as though we're reframing our mindset, but all you're doing is putting a new frame on an old thought process.
Oh, say that again. Say that
You're
again.
putting a new frame on an old thought process.
Yes.
Because reframing, I got a picture over here in my office. And in my office, I put my family, right, who are all deceased, in a new frame. But the oldness of what it was back then is not what it
there.
is today. So you understand what I'm saying? So we live in an old mindset, but we put a new frame around it. You have to, you got to start dealing with your mindset that you can have everything you desire if you seek God for it.
Come on now, that's real. That's real good. You can't put old wine into new wineskins. It don't work like that.
Come on.
It don't work like that. Like, I mean, you know, it would literally come out.
Yes,
literally come out.
Yes, it would
the vessel isn't made for that. It's not made for that. And so I love that we have to truly redevelop our mindset. It has to be made new. You have to renew your mind. That old thinking and the old way of doing it worked for a time and a season, but where you're trying to go, that frame of mind, that way of thinking isn't going to take you into your expected end, that desired place, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to take you there. It's not going to cause you to conquer it or occupy it long term. You've got to come into a new frame of mind. And it sounds good the way we saying that, y'all. Like, we dropping some great quotes, and I hope y'all writing them down. But the actual doing of it does take some work. And again, we're talking about why streaming TV matters. But before we can get to all of the nuts and bolts of that, Zandra is taking us on an amazing journey. And the first thing you have to do is reframe your mind. You have to change your thinking so that you, one, truly believe that I deserve to be on TV. Two, I can afford to be on TV. And three, I can occupy that place until he comes. Like, you won't get, come on.
Because here's the deal. Because here's the deal. Business ain't what it used to be. Now, when I was a little girl, I grew up on TV and it had rabbit ears and the TV went off at midnight. The flag and the song went, and then it went to all these rainbow colors. Nothing else on TV. In fact, I was the remote control for TV when I grew up.
Say it, because I'd have to come from across.
Sometimes I had to stay by the TV because something I had on was being attracted to the rabbit ears to get a good, clear signal for my parents.
You better say it. I could be at the field across the street playing, and my mama would open up that window.
That's how I grew up.
And call my name, and I'd run home and she was upstairs. I run up them steps like, yes, ma'am. Okay. Turn that TV, girl.
Okay, turn the TV. Just turn the TV. So here's the thing. So can you imagine that having the mindset of a TV that go off at midnight with an antenna in today's environment?
No, that's not gonna work.
Now, let somebody come in your house and say, they're gonna be like, girl, did you see she had an antenna? That don't even work. I mean,
that don't work no more. You can't even catch a signal like that anymore.
Everything is digital. So if everything is digital, I mean everything, then you've got to create your digital footprint. You need a digital landscape and strategy for your business. If there are 8 billion plus Google searches a day, where do you show up? If you ain't showing up on the first 3 to 5 pages as being the best life coach, then you slowly going out of business.
For sure.
If you're not find you,
if you're not showing up in the first 3 to 5 choices on page number 1.
I know that's right.
You know, if you're not showing up in them first 3 to 5, and I'm be honest, I don't even know if I go down to 5 on the first page. I for sure don't go to page 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing that.
Yeah, no, and that's absolutely right. You do want to absolutely captivate Google. And here's the thing, though. Google is like an animal. And so I don't handle animals because I know that I would have to feed them, give them fresh water. And I'm too busy. But Google is your animal, and it's everybody's animal. And if you don't feed it every day with content, you fall behind.
Yes.
And somebody else gets on top of you.
Come on.
Is the renowned universal place where people go to at least check you out and see if you say who you really are and if your message is consistent. So if that be the case, what are you going to do for your digital strategy for your business? You must work on that. Now, streaming TV is the best way. Why? There's a gazillion people on social media. Yes. A gazillion. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at a gazillion. But streaming TV is a space where you own your content, the delivery of that content, and the marketing of that content. Social platforms should be used to market that you on TV.
Come on.
They shouldn't be the place that you live and giving your intellectual knowledge and property away for free. Why are you doing that?
Why are we doing that? Right. Okay. Come on, that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. I remember when you broke that down for me, it really makes sense, because when we put stuff out on the social platforms, the social platforms own it. They tell you it's your content, but if your content violates a rule, it don't matter if you know you violated the rule. You could be unaware of what the rule is. So let's be real. Who reads the community rules? Most people don't.
They don't read the rules, but and then they can make up a rule that wasn't even written down.
That wasn't even there. They could tell you, the interpretation of the AI that's reviewing your content or the individual, and you could get something back that says, "Oh, it just violates community policy." But what policy, ma'am? Tell me, and I won't do it again. Right. And you never get an answer, and so you lose access to whatever that was forever and a day, unless you have it backed up somewhere in some other place.
Yeah.
But when you actually own it, all of the social media platforms, I ain't gonna name them because y'all know them, right? Our favorite ones, all of them, right? Some of them in court today.
But you don't own your content if you're giving it away on there. Yeah. I just got off a call prior to this, Laquita, talking to a client that's getting ready to come to streaming TV. And why are they coming to streaming TV? Because some social platform where they had over 200,000 views, shut them down.
I can't even imagine the heartache. Like, wait a minute, where's my stuff at?
It was alive too. So you think about that. So now you don't have that content. They're not going to restore you and give you your content. It's a mess. So I guess I'm on a personal crusade that says, for way too long, you have given away your value. Now, I do believe in giving. I'm giving today. I'm sharing my knowledge with you, but I'm not giving away all my knowledge, because that is what God has given me. He has endowed me with intellectual knowledge and property that I shouldn't just be giving away freely and at the risk that the platform could take it away from me. So it is high noon. I'm trying to wake y'all up that it's time for you to own your content, own the distribution of your content, and get on streaming TV where you can literally make money with your content.
Come on now. And that's true, That is so true. That is so true. We put the effort in, we put the hard work in, the creativity. You've dumped countless hours and resources into making sure that your content, whatever it is, meets a quality check that your target market says, your ideal client says, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to invest in to you, whatever your business is. And then to have someone on a social media platform snatch it away. You've taken the time to build your group or build your communities on these platforms that allow you to have a community. You build your following, and then they shut your page down. And so now you got to go create a new page and convince your former followers that this is not a hack page. This is me. They took my stuff down. This is me. Come follow me. I know the way. Come to the new page, right? And it's a process. We're not going to get off social media. We understand that. We're not going to get off social media.
Oh, and we shouldn't. We need it. But we need it to market
there you go.
Us on where we own our content.
Right.
Not where you don't own your. It's a wonderful system to market where the platform where my content, I own it.
It should be just a part of your customer's journey.
It's just a part of the marketing. And so those are your free marketing tools. I call those the free marketing tools, but it is not the marketing tools that is going to be straight conversion for you. Right. I always tell people, I don't care if you boost this and a boost and post and whatever you do, 99% of us don't get one business client out of that.
Come on.
It is exposure marketing. And so what I want to tell you today is, for all the days of my life, marketing has been misrepresented. So I want to remove this myth today. Marketing has been misrepresented to be, if I got $50,000 or $1,000 or $2,000 or $9,000, I don't care how much money you pay for a commercial. I promise you that no matter what the dollar amount is, it has never been anything other than exposure. It has never been conversion. And so get that out of take that out of your pipe and stop smoking that. Because it ain't. Like my mom used to say, put that in a pipe and smoke it. So it is not. It's not. So I'm saying it's never been. And so I use the analogy of a great meal. Sometimes we sitting here looking at a commercial and a nice juicy steak comes up and the potato looks good and the vegetables are so richly green. And we are like, ooh, that look good. You know what? Next time I'm out, I'm going to go to that restaurant. We don't jump up out of our house on that day when we see that commercial. Put on
you have to see it multiple times
and go get it. But if I'm out in the streets and I'm hungry, and I've seen the commercial enough times, exposure marketing, then I may stop at that restaurant and get a steak if I felt like a steak that day. So you have to understand that all marketing, 100% of your marketing is exposure. It is not conversion.
That's the truth right there. I hope y'all was listening, because she simplified it. She took away the myth. And because it's true, you just look at it from your own habits as a consumer. I have never jumped up off my couch to go get anything immediately. First of all, if I'm on my couch, it might have made me hungry and I went to my kitchen.
I went to my kitchen. Okay, I'm gonna make me something. But at the end of the day, we don't jump up and go and get those items. If I see a cute dress that comes up on a commercial, if I see some face product come up on a commercial, I do not go and buy that today. However, if I keep seeing that commercial, but that face wash that I see people skin clearing up, girl, the next time I need some, I'm getting that. But that might be 6 weeks from now.
Come on, you have to look. It's the buyer psychology that we've got to become familiar with you.
Okay,
we've got to become familiar with you, and something in the consistency of seeing it. Let me say that again: the consistency of seeing something builds that trust factor. I see it over, and it's not a conscious thing that we do. It's a subconscious thing that happens. I consistently see this product or service over and over and over and over and over again. And some things take place on the inside of me that I didn't know that was taking place. And all of a sudden, ooh, voila, I need to get that cranberry slushy that I saw. You remember that commercial? What was that commercial for that cranberry slushy?
What was it at?
And I'm going to get that cranberry slushy. But how many times have I saw it?
Probably 25
how many times have I saw it? When we're looking at it.
But that's the other thing too, Laquita. Back in the day, we ain't had that many commercials. We had about maybe 6-10 commercials that was playing on all channels. Today, look at all the commercials that we have. But here's the thing. You need to be consistent, a consistent message, and you have to be persistent. So this is where the con and the per works. Consistent, persistent. I gotta keep putting it out there over and over again. People tell me, girl, every time I get on some social media platform, it's you talking about why streaming matters. That's what matters. Not because I'm trying to make money, but because I have a passion for small business entrepreneurs, and I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of us getting left behind. Yes. I want to be left behind. I want to level the playing field so you could be on TV. Period. End of discussion.
That's it. That consistency. And in that usually the being able to consistently convey your message usually is what causes a small business to suffer, because let's just be honest, if it's a small business, you're just starting, whatever the case may be, consistently conveying a message can get to be costly. So we're looking at why streaming matters today, y'all. If y'all just jumping in here, we're talking about why streaming TV matters. How consistently can a small business show up on linear TV? How consistently can one do that? You have major corporations that are having a problem doing that because of
Yeah,
the
but
cost, because of the
because
perceived value of it. Let me say that, because of the perceived value of it, right? Because you can
yeah,
even visit your local, some of my local channels, local stations in your city, and you walk in and say, "Hey, I will put my commercial up here." I even went and done my commercial. All you got to do is show it. You're looking at a minimum of 10 grand.
listen, back
Minimum.
in the day, I'm telling y'all, this is so crazy because when I first started, I didn't start to be on TV. So that's the first thing. TV, as far as from the east to the west, as far as I'm concerned, about what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get a mic in my hand and get on stage in front of thousands and do my thing. And God said, no, you're going to have a mic around your neck in front of millions. And I said, okay, I accept the call. But you have to look at it not for fame or fortune, but just because I believe I have a big message to help the world, to not just, Gandhi says, be the change that the world needs to see, but I'm telling you to be the change that the world needs to experience.
Come on.
And so we
Say
have
that.
to create experiences for people. You don't know what broccoli tastes like. It's just green if you don't try it. And so my thing is, you've got to try to get into a place where you can make a significant difference and impact for your business and where you own your content. That's it in a nutshell.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Did you get that? I hope you got that. But don't worry, it's a podcast. It's a podcast. I don't care where you catching it at. YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Apple, Spotify. It's a podcast. So if you didn't miss it, hit that rewind button. Go back and listen to it again. This is the type of, Zandra is sharing with us today, the type of information that should be heard more than one time. Repetition is the key to knowledge, right? I'm learning it over and over and over again. It's inside of me, and then I can execute it. And that's when you start walking in some wisdom, when you can execute it. So y'all listen to this over and over. Listen to it about 5 times. Listen to it about 5 times. Let it soak in your spirit so that it can begin the process of going back to what she said in the beginning, changing the way that we think. Listening to this over and over again, picking up those relevant points that you may have missed the first or the second time, it begins the process of changing the way that you think. And let me reiterate to you what I said at the beginning of the podcast. It doesn't matter whether you thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, you're already an entrepreneur, or if you're a career professional, because those of you that are career professionals may be saying, well, look, what any of this got to do with me? If you don't change the way you think, how in the world are you going to be upwardly mobile? It's not going to happen.
Ooh, let me talk about the people that's got a corporate job.
Come
Because,
on,
I had a corporate job. So
about
listen, I got to talk about the corporate job because what I realized is 2 things. So had a corporate job for 40 years. I'd never been laid off from a job. I had never quit a job. Well, I guess I could say I quit Intel, but that really was so I could start my own business consulting firm. And then I went back to corporate. So 2 corporate jobs in my life. But here's the thing that I figured out. This is so important to people in corporate America. Whether you pull the trigger or they pull the trigger, sooner or later, a trigger will be pulled. They're going to either lay you off or you're going to fire them. Now, it's going to happen, right? So what you do during your time in corporate is you set yourself up, because at the end of the day, in corporate America, the reason why they hired you is because you're the most valuable asset and resource. They need what you got.
Come on.
So if you really understand I'm the most valuable asset, then the first thing you need to be doing is making sure that your development plan at that company is pouring back into the most valuable asset. So I need training. I need to be up on digital strategy. I need to be going to this. I need to become a producer on the side. I need to be setting up Zandra Evans in that corporate environment while I'm getting paid my 6-figure income.
Come on.
The next thing is, do not develop an exit strategy in bad times. You develop an exit strategy in good times. Why? You have more options available to you when you ain't got the stress of how I'm gonna eat next week.
Say that again.
So that's the preparation. And then the third thing, you are in corporate America, and you know what? You start to get comfortable because everything is embedded. The clients are embedded. Even if you calling on somebody, you represent that company. The employees can become people that you're coaching and practicing on. But at the end of the day, it's a different skill set when you decide to become an entrepreneur. And so start your journey while you're in corporate America, getting acquainted in the community, because the community got to like you, not the corporate America people.
So would it be so would it be fair to say, while we're in corporate America, we should be creating and elevating our personal brands? When you show up in the space,
you have to think about it, right? Your personal brand, who you are, your brand.
Yes.
That company hired you because you had something to offer them.
Yes.
Okay, let's just leave it right there. So that means I must be valuable to them, because when I think about it on a global scale, if I own a company with 1,000 employees, if all 1,000 employees decide not to come in one day, I'm going out of business. Surely 2 days, I'm out of business.
You out of business.
Because the most valuable asset is the human asset.
The human capital is the most valuable
the
asset.
Human asset, the human capital is the most important. Therefore, if that be true, what are you doing to pour into this brand? So I'm solidifying this, not just in corporate America, but in the community. So figure out what nonprofits you want to be aligned with. Figure out where you want to serve on a board. Figure out, because see, if somebody had told me this, I'd have been well prepared. Nobody told me. So now I'm giving it freely. Set yourself up in the community. And when I say in the community, I do not mean your neighborhood.
Oh, come on.
In the community. So community is global, community is local, community is national. So I want you to broaden your mindset so that you can be successful if you decide to become an entrepreneur.
If you decide, I'm thinking like when we're looking at what's going on in business news, whether you're picking up Business News Weekly, Harvard Review, or any of those publications, when they're talking about these top COOs, CFOs, these top level execs, these people are personally branded. These companies are headhunting these people to come. It's an honor and a privilege for you to be working for my company, for you to be the CFO of my company, the COO, the CEO. So when you hear their names, you're not thinking about the company that they work for or used to work for. You're thinking about the powerhouse that's coming, and everything is going to rest. This person coming to occupy this position, it's finna change the game. Their stock value just shot up because they hired such and such. So that's what I hear you saying.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, come on now. That's beautiful.
That is the formula for success.
Come on.
I'm not, everybody don't want to be no entrepreneur. I get it. And I know what it is to be corporate, and I know what it is to be an entrepreneur as well. But all I'm saying for you is somebody will pull the trigger one day. And if you're not ready, it will crater you and cause you to literally propel downward in a spiral because you won't know what to do. So create your exit strategy and start building and working on your brand while you're in corporate America. Period. That's the way it is.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. There was like about 5 other things that just shot into my head right then we could talk about, but I know our time is limited.
I also want to just say, can I just say this? Because I know but I want to talk about entrepreneurs too.
Come on.
You have a responsibility, entrepreneurs, to also continue to build your brand.
Yes.
Now, I'm telling you right now, imposter syndrome is messing up a whole bunch of people.
Let me
You
pick up
can't
all
be
of my
me.
hands and
You
feet.
can't
Let me pick
be
up
me.
all of my hands and
Who
feet.
God
right
made
now.
me to be, and the vision He didn't put in me. No, be you.
Yes.
And so the other week I did a session and I hit the stage and I said, let the real you please stand up.
Wow.
Let the real you please stand up. Because when you're willing to stand firm, to shod your feet and stand firm on who you are,
yes,
and who God made you to be, then you can start to really solidify your brand. Because the brand sits on top of the essence of who you are. But you got to know who that is. Yeah.
The brand sits on top of the essence of who you are. I love that. Yeah. Let the real you stand up and know that the brand, your brand, sits on the essence of who you are. That's quotable. I'm going to quote you by 3 or 4 times. Come on and quote me then. I'm going to quote you about 3 or 4 times, Andra, but I tell you next time, after the 3 or 4 times you see it come across my social, just smile.
I will.
Come on, just smile. Listen, let the real, because imposter syndrome is real. It is very real and it is debilitating. It is debilitating. And you're not only robbing yourself of reaching your full capacity, but those people that God has divinely connected to you that need you to pour into them, you robbing them too. So when the enemy can debilitate you with imposter syndrome, he's not just taking you out. He's taking out generations.
And let me let me also tell you something. I always tell people, just call me Magneto, because I believe that you become magnetic. When you actually really know who you are, and you accept the call on your life,
yes,
you become magnetic.
Come on.
I don't have to do anything but show up and change the atmosphere. I have the power and the authority to show up, enter the room, and change the atmosphere.
Come on.
Now, that ain't just for me. I ain't over here boasting. I'm just telling you, when are you going to stand in your full authority? When are you going to know who you are and stand in that? Yes. And when are you going to decide to activate your faith and walk in a room and change the atmosphere? It's totally up to you. I listen. You know, is there work to be done? You got to do the work.
Yes.
I have a lot of work to be done. In the last 7 years, I done had a lot of work. Oh, you know, those people that came and gone and hurt my feelings. And I was like, why your feelings hurt? God called you to this. He's toughening you up.
Come on.
So that you're able to stand against the wiles of the enemy.
Come on.
Therefore, you're going to have some things happen. But I'm sure about who I am. I know what I represent. And I know what I'm willing to do and not do based on my values and the principles of nothing other than the living word.
The living word. Listen.
Know who you are.
Come on. Your identity matters. Yeah. Your knowing who you are and whose you are absolutely matters. Because when that's what I hear you saying. When I know my identity, I can't be moved. Stuff gonna happen, but I won't be moved from my purpose. When I know your identity, know who you are and whose you are, understand your purpose, and walk in your destiny. In that order. Because I heard you say it in that order.
It's really
in that order. Come on.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. So we wasting time, y'all. We're wasting time trying to fit in.
Come on.
I think it's a beautiful thing to not fit in.
Well, I know. I recall the word said that we are peculiar people.
Come on, I didn't. I was gonna say something. So I don't care that I fit in. You know, I know. And here's the thing, y'all. You know, and I don't even know where this interview going, but at the end of the day, everybody ain't gonna like you. Everybody ain't gonna love you, and you need to be okay with that. But to stand firm on what God has called you to do, no matter what. No matter what circumstance, because circumstances ain't nothing. Circumstances happen in life. Yes, they do. They don't define who you are.
Come on now.
They only create depth in your character.
Come on.
So you gotta know that when life circumstances serve me, I know that I'm being refined.
Come on.
I ain't mad about it.
Listen, you about to make me preach. Come on. Come
Yes.
on. Those things that happen in our life, we can't keep things from happening. But what we can do is have a proper response. And it is that response, like you
That
said,
right
it
there.
refines us. It
Yeah.
refines us, it improves us. It causes us to shine, right? It causes us to reflect the image. I'm an image bearer. It causes us to reflect the image of
Yeah.
Christ, the one who sent you, the one who anointed you, the one who
Yeah.
appointed you. It causes us to do all of those things,
Mhm.
but it's got to start somewhere.
It's got to
My
start.
identity, I got to know who I am and whose I am. And when I do that,
And
I
why are we
understand
still
the
talking
purpose
about
and
this?
the plan that
And
God has for my life.
right, but why are we still talking about this in 2023 that people are
Mm.
imposters and don't know who they are? What happened? What happened
You
to
know,
cause this huge upheaval of all the things that are occurring in the environment? What happened? Do you ever
I
wonder
do
what
I
happened?
think that it is the overflow of information. What do I mean by that? So you gave a perfect example um earlier about how commercials used to show up on TV, how TV programming work, because it's a program. It's designed to program you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that again. It's a program and it's designed to program you. So when I am being inundated,
Yeah.
overloaded, overwhelmed, my sensors are going off the chart because this person is saying that this is the thing. This person is saying that is the thing. This person is saying do this way and do that way. And whether we realize it or not, unconsciously, that stuff is programming you to be stuck and remain stuck and always chasing after the shiny baubles, but never taking the time to discover who I am. What's my core values? What is it that I like? What is it that I want to be? Yes, we still ask children that, but today's children and adult who hadn't figured it out yet are so inundated and overflooded with things and stuff to sit in a quiet space and reflect like that. Most people can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? And I think that we have, and so I love that you said that, Laquita, because we have coined ourselves as the home of positive programming.
Mm,
It's like ain't gonna be no, we not having all that. We having positive programming to help
programming.
you navigate your life. But I guess I think about it and I say all of the um data that's out there, all of the platforms, everything that's out there, it's all smoke and mirrors. And
Mm-hmm.
so people think, you can create any storyline you want to and have people going like, oh my goodness, they you
Mm-hmm.
know. Somebody asked me the other day about my numbers. I was like, my numbers, numbers on social platforms. I said, well, if I put them all together, I'm probably around 10 or 15,000. But at the end of the day, I didn't pay for one of them.
Not one of
And so what happens is people go and pay to have all of this boosted subscribers and people that like, in their, so their numbers are big, but you paid for that growth.
them. Mm-hmm.
When are we going to
Right.
understand that there's power in organic growth? So my growth is organic. I ain't paid nobody.
Come on.
It's organic. I started
Mm-hmm.
out with 85 people on one of the platforms, and now that platform is over 6 or 7,000. I'm not boasting about the number. What I'm telling you is it was organic growth because of the consistent message, what I got to say, who I show up and be. I
Mm-hmm.
know who I am. I'm helping other people to understand who they are. I'm giving away. I'm giving, spewing
Right.
pearls. I ain't casting it to swine. I'm literally giving information to help you be better. What is wrong? Come on now.
Yes. Come on. Come on.
Stop
It's
paying
come
for
on.
this growth.
And it's so
Just so you
true.
can create smoke and
It's
mirrors.
come on. Don't do the smoke and mirrors. Do the work. Do the work. Do the work. And that you go back to showing up consistently and
Yeah.
delivering the message. And it
Yeah.
really goes back to again what you just said. If I haven't done the work to understand who I am, if I haven't got my mind right, my mindset isn't right, I can't deliver a consistent message. It'll always be hither, thither, and every whither. because I'm hither, thither, and every whither. It's all over the place. I might be showing up every day, posting 2-3 times a day, but it won't make no sense at all. It won't go towards what is she saying?
I
You know,
love
and I
it.
can speak to that from personal
Yeah,
experience.
yeah,
I can speak to that from personal
yeah.
experience. But when you know who you are and what you're doing, your message is the same over and over and over and over and over again. And people will come to you,
Yeah.
your target audience. And you'll even catch a lot of folks in the net, as they say. Even some folks you wasn't trying to catch, you're going to catch them too. They will be drawn to you because you
I
have
agree
the
with
deposit that they need in order to get to that next place they want to be at.
Yeah, how they push out a little further and
Yeah, like,
throw the net on the other side of the boat when you've been consistent, and you'll be fisher of men for sure.
mm, come on, fishers of men, right? Come on. This is it. This
'Cause
is it.
that's what it
Listen,
takes. Yeah.
absolutely, it does. You can't give up. It can't be any give up in you. It can't be any give
No.
up in you. Wonderful, wonderful. Listen, Ms. Zandra, it has been a pleasure having you on the podcast. I hate to end it, but we gotta go, y'all. Don't worry. You're gonna be able to find Ms. Zandra. She everywhere. But before we go, is there any last thing you'd like to leave with the audience? And please leave your contact information.
Okay, that's really good. I think the one thing that I want to leave with you is I don't talk about streaming TV because I own a network. I talk about streaming TV because it's an untapped market.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that small business entrepreneurs need to tap into this untapped market and create at least 3 to 4 additional revenue streams for yourself.
Yes.
So stop playing. I said I was going to start. I was going to start me a mastermind that's called Stop Playing. It's time to stop playing and to take your business seriously and make sure that you have a digital strategy for your business. Because if you don't write it and make it plain in a strategy for your business, it will never occur. And so I want to encourage you, go out and go to Be On ZTV. You can just go to Be On ZTV, BEONZTV.com. Check out all of the stuff. Get you a free discovery call, because I give it away for free, and come and ask me and have that one-on-one discussion about what can we do to help you to soar, because my goal is to create impact so that you can scale and grow your business. I'm Zandra Evans, and it's been a pleasure.
Wonderful. Listen, y'all, those links will be in the podcast show notes as well as in the comment sections for those of you that are viewing us across the various social media platforms. So don't worry. Like I said, it's a podcast. Replay it, check them comments, and get the links you need to get connected to Zandra so that you can get that free information session with her so you can learn more about the power of being on streaming TV. Until next time, I am your host, Laquita Monley. You guys be blessed and have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.
Peace.